Happy Equinox, everyone. This equinox becomes exact at 3:50 a.m. Eastern Time, or 7:50 Greenwich Mean Time on Monday, September 23rd. Each time that the season turns, it is a cause for celebration. In the pagan tradition, the autumnal equinox in the northern hemisphere is called Mabon. It is a festival celebrating the middle of harvest season, which is a time to give thanks for and to indulge in the abundance of crops available to consume. You can take this literally and go and indulge in healthy fall fruits and vegetables like squashes and apples. And apple cider, what a great way to celebrate. Also, you can take this figuratively and give thanks for all the abundance in your life right now. Look in your refrigerator. Is it full of food? Visit your local supermarket. Is it teeming with aisles and aisles of delicacies from around the world? This is really quite a miracle, but we often take it for granted. There are billions of people around the world who can barely afford to feed themselves and their families, and even then, they may only be able to survive by eating a meager diet of rice or junk processed food. Do you have friends and family in your life right now? I know you probably want more friends and a new family, but on this equinox, it's really a great time to give thanks for the friends and family that you do have. Most of our soul lessons are worked out in relationships. No one comes into your life by accident, no one. So give thanks to Creator, God, Source, Universe, however you want to call it, for all the social connections you have in your life, be them in person or online. And a really great practical exercise to celebrate this equinox is to do a gratitude journal. Do a gratitude journal, or simply do it just as a practice here on the equinox. Write down 25, 30, or 35 or more things that you're grateful for, and they can be anything. It's a really wonderful practice to do at least once in a while, and it feels really good. Finding the balance in your life. During the equinox, day and night are of approximately equal length everywhere on the planet. This only happens twice a year. So on this celestial event of day and night being in perfect equal harmony, are you in perfect equal harmony? If you had to guess which side of you is more dominant, the intuitive, emotional, divine, feminine side, or the logical, practical, divine, masculine side? Also, which side of you requires more healing? The shadow masculine, which can manifest as over-aggressiveness, greed, narcissism, or impatience, or the shadow feminine, which can manifest as martyrdom, codependency, playing small, and afraid to say no. Does your physical life feel like it is in balance? For light workers, it is often more comfortable for us to get our stuff together in our meditations and our spiritual practices, but our grounded 3D life can remain out of sorts. If you want to truly make it to 5D and be able to stay there consistently, you'll need to get your 3D life in order so that it naturally becomes a 5D life. Here are some other equinox-themed questions of self-inquiry that you can ask yourself. It might be helpful to journal on these questions. Am I as grounded as I am idealistic? Do I spend as much time taking care of my present time earthly responsibilities as I do meditating, reading spiritual books, or doing other spiritual things? Do I spend enough time expressing myself artistically or creatively on a consistent basis? Am I taking the best care of my physical body? Does my diet need to be cleaned up? Am I drinking the cleanest water? Am I exercising daily? Are there latent viruses, bad bacteria, or heavy metal toxicity within me that needs to be addressed? Is my body satisfied with the amount of sleep I'm getting? Is my body satisfied with what time I go to bed at night? Do I spend as much time appreciating all that I have now as I do dreaming of more, desiring more, or being jealous of those who have more? Do I spend as much time loving myself as I do giving love to others? Do I walk my talk? Is there anything I'm preaching to others or posting on social media, but not actually doing so well myself? If I had to guess, which side of me needs most of my attention right now? The physical, the mental, the emotional, or the spiritual? If I wanted to attract my ideal twin flame and we were to live happily ever after, am I honestly ready? Am I honestly ready? Or are there things I still need to work on before I'm ready? What would those things be? Massive upgrades are underway preparing us for 2020. This Equinox gateway has brought with it a monumental influx of high frequencies emanating from the Sun and the galactic Sun. On September 20th, the Schumann resonance, which is the heartbeat of the Earth, so to speak, reached an insane peak of 99 hertz, completely unprecedented. It is normally at 8 hertz. And I know a lot of you track the Schumann, and I mean, when it goes to 50 hertz, that's a big deal, but 99 hertz. I believe it was a new all-time high. You can please correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but I believe it was an all-time high. These energies are bringing swift and permanent changes in the frequency of the planet and preparing us for the roaring 20s to come. Next year is going to be an amazing year to be alive on planet Earth. The teens have been a time when the energetic structures on this planet and in our solar system have been completely restructured in order to set up for the new Earth architecture, which is going to begin to manifest in earnest in the 2020s. We will start to see shifts in policies as the consciousnesses of governments will begin to align with the new aggregate consciousness of the people of Earth. We will see a shift in the financial system from a fiat system that is structured to maintain power and control to a cryptocurrency-based system that allows for a planet where everyone can thrive. Whether this shift in the financial system will be complete by the conclusion of the 2020s, that will remain to be seen. However, I do predict that the shift will at the very least begin in the decade to come. From this equinox until the December solstice, lightworkers are going to find themselves being pushed ahead at an unprecedented rate. Rapid awakenings are becoming the norm as Chiron the Wounded Healer remains retrograde in Aries until December 12th. We have the opportunity to make huge leaps forward in our consciousness and in our life. Here's another great question to ask yourself on this equinox. If I had to guess, what is likely to unravel in my life because it is no longer aligned with who I truly am? And how could I get out ahead of life and start to make the changes that I know my future self will thank me for? So if I had to guess, what is going to unravel for me anyways? What is out of alignment and it's just there because I'm used to it, but I get a deep sense it won't be in the future? And if so, could I be totally honest with myself, stop lying to myself, and get out ahead of life and say, you know what, I'm going to make the changes now? That's a super powerful question to ask yourself. And when you do something like that, when you say, I'm going to take my life by the horns and create what I sense is best for me rather than wait for life to take it away from me, because I'm not willing to let go, then you're going to move to a higher timeline. You're going to move to a timeline where the things you truly want in life deep down are they're going to come to you with ease. So that's a really powerful question, and again, a great one to journal on as well. Now is the time to rewrite the script of your life and to create what you truly want. And it is absolutely 100% true that the requirement to fulfill karmic obligations has been lifted from this planet, and we are now each free to create exactly the life we want to live if we so choose. The energies incoming during the final quarter of 2019 are really going to pry us to take matters into our own hands and create whatever we are desiring. There is no more time to waste steeped in victimhood or in powerlessness. The time is now, my friends. So I'm wishing you a wonderfully healing and beautiful equinox, whether you are in the northern hemisphere or the southern. And I did used to live in the southern hemisphere, so I definitely appreciate how you're listening to my videos. You're like, hey, Matthew, what about me down in Brazil or Australia? I see you and I hear you and I love you. Happy spring to you lovely people. And if you are up here in the northern hemisphere, then a blessed Maben, if you do celebrate the pagan traditions. With love, this is Matthew John. If you're not familiar with who I am, I'm an internationally known spiritual teacher, spiritual mentor, speaker, intuitive healer, and quantum energy healer, working directly with the Ascended Masters. I offer inspirational and educational articles and videos on my website. I also offer powerful private sessions worldwide via phone and Skype. And I invite you to go to my website, which is youaredivinehuman.org, all spelled out, youaredivinehuman.org. And you can check out everything I offer. I am registering people now for my spiritual mentoring program to get started in the last week of September, possibly, or more likely in October, based on availability. And this is the most popular way that people work with me. These are healing packages where you get everything you need to totally transform your life, to put you on that higher timeline that is going to bring you the type of life that you've been dreaming of. You get a soul plan reading, which we're going to read your present life, your past lives, your future. You get spiritual mentoring. You get a quantum energy healing session, which is a super powerful energy treatment. You get an intuitive nutrition reading and report, a chakra scan and report, a Starseed discovery session, travel to your own planet. You also get a past life regression and a future life progression, and coaching if you're developing a spiritual business. Go to my website, youaredivinehuman.org. Check those out. Click on private sessions, spiritual mentoring and awakening coaching. It's the first tab. And you can also check out all the options for individual sessions. I do also offer everything I just talked about briefly as an individual session. So check those out. If you have any questions about the equinox, about current astrology, if you have a personal question, I'm happy to answer personal questions too, as long as it's brief and not something that will require a reading, or just basic spiritual advice, general spiritual advice, that's fine too. Go to my website, and in the bottom right corner, you'll see a little tab pop up. It shows my picture, and it says Matthew John. Have questions, ask Matthew. All you need to do is click on that tab, type in your question. It'll ask you for your email. I'll get back to you usually within 12 hours or less. So again, any questions, I'm happy to talk to people. Please send me a message via that chat tab on my website. All right, everyone, until next time, again, happy equinox, happy blessed Maben if you're celebrating, and I wish you my love. I'll talk to you next time. This has been Matthew John.